Hey everybody, so back again with another template. This is going to be an interesting one. I have not made this one before, so this is going to be kind of an experiment for me as well. But a customer on Etsy or on Facebook, I can't remember, but they were looking for kind of a hobo style, but with a flat bottom. So, the pictures that she sent me looked like it had almost like a tote bottom, like this right here. And so I made this template to do that. So I have the bottom here very similar to a tote bag, but I have these nice curves that kind of come to, not to come to a point, but once we have the handle, it's going to come up to a nice curve, a nice curve here in the middle. I do have these holes that will be stitched together at the top with a grommet, not an eyelet, a grommet, so that it looks better. It looks nice on both sides, right? And for now, I have the closure for the piece. I have right now the magnets, two pieces to put those magnet enclosures, but I think I'm gonna actually change that up since I've done this style of enclosure already on another bag. So I think I'm going to do something that starts on one side and folds over to the other side, and have maybe a couple of Sam Brown buttons to hold it closed. I think that might look nice, and make the leather a different color than the main body. Right now, I have this nice reddish brown, almost like a russet leather. I think this is going to be nice. It's really nice quality leather for the main body, and then for the handle and the little enclosure piece, maybe black, I'm thinking. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna use this piece. I already have, like I showed here, I already got the main body cut out and stitched together. Make sure you line all these the lines up, the scissors, line those up on all the parts of the template, so that everything lines up. All the holes are going to line up when we're done. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now, is cutting out the leather for this size, and then I'll start punching out the holes, and then I'll cut it out. But I'll show you those steps here in just a little bit. So new pattern, so wish me luck, and I think it's going to turn out interesting anyway, and see how it looks when we're done. All right, be back in a bit. Okay, so we're back here. I have the pattern, the holes punched, have it cut out from the leather. I think it's going to turn out nice. You got the bigger hole punch. This is going to hold some type of, like, not carabiner, but a clasp of sorts that's going to then connect to the handle. And this is going to be sewn. These parts are going to be sewn inside out, just like a tote. So you sew it inside out, but then these along here are going to be sewn together, sandwiched. This one will be sewn with these. And you'll notice that you can't really tell right now because I punched them out, but on the pattern, these holes are slightly different than these ones. These ones are hollow, these ones are solid. And that's just to kind of differentiate that they are a little bit different. But yeah, let me pull the whole thing off here. So here it is. Yeah, so inside out, just like a tote. You can do the sides first, and then you sandwich these things together. I'll get to that when I get to that point. But just like a tote, you sandwich them together, then and stitch across, and fold the thing backside. But then these holes and these holes, you're not going to sew them right now. You're going to wait till it's right side out, and then let me show you. And that's when you'll sew these together. Okay. The other thing I need to do, obviously, I need to clean up some of these edges, and bevel and burnish these and clean these up a little bit because they're looking a little ragged. So I need to clean up the edges too. Once I'm done with sewing this thing inside out like a tote. So I'm going to start on that, and then once I have the sides done, I'll show you how that looks, and then show you the next steps for doing sandwiching these things together. All right, see you in a second. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys have these. They are awesome to have. These little leather stitch keepers or stitch alignment pins, and I love having these just so I can put things in place, keep it in place to measure how things are going to look, how things are going to turn out, just as a quick reference. They're also great when you go to start sewing or stitching. You just pull one out, you stitch along, pull the next one out, keep stitching, and it kind of keeps things in place. Make sure you have the right number of holes when you're doing this. So if you don't have these, I highly recommend them. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, and I don't have an affiliate link. So, but you can find these on Amazon or any number of the leather websites. They carry these. A little expensive. They're like 10, 12 bucks for 6 of them. You can find some cheaper some places, but they're a little expensive, but worth it. Okay, so I got the sides done, and I got the side done over here on the other side, and I wanted to show you. So here's how the this ends up looking when you put it together. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold this so that it's flat. Okay, like that. And there are 8 holes on this side and this side here. And so this side here, you're gonna match up with 16 holes. Okay, so, and that's why here, this little notch, there's a little notch right there that you fold so that it just lays flat a little bit better. Yeah, I've done totes without that little notch, and it's a little bit more difficult trying to stitch those, hand stitch them. So you can put it like that, so the holes line up. If you need to use those stitch alignment things, you can, or use some little clips just to temporarily hold it in place. Okay, so you're going to start here. You can go all the way across and back if you can. I double, triple stitch this piece just because I know how much wear and movement this is going to get. So that's why, like on this one here, you'll see, I've stitched it down and back, and I've even looped it a couple times so that this is really going to be tightly closed. If you want to glue it, go for it. I didn't on this one or on the side stitch, but you can definitely, or those double-sided glue strips, similar to this. So this is a dual two-sided, and you just stick it down, and then you pull the plastic off the top, and then you stick it together like glue. But I didn't do it on these. I didn't feel like I needed to. Just I wanted to get through it really. But I'm gonna work on this one right now. Once I stitch that, I'm gonna turn the whole thing inside out. Okay, and then I'll get these stitched here. But yeah, you do this one first. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. Hey everybody. So here's one of those occasions where, because I'm making this in real time, straight from the printer, you know, like design it, print it, start putting it together without a prototype first, because really this is the prototype. But you'll notice that, see how this is the original pattern that I cut out, and I made a mistake. Okay, so I'm fixing it on the pattern that's going to be released. But here's what happened. I didn't account, because this line here, the stitch line, is going to be folded in. It's going to take up a lot of space. And so what happened was, let me show you real quick. What happened was the stitch line and the hole is too close to the folded in part. So it just didn't come out. You know, I was designing this to be kind of the final look and product without accounting for that fold in. And so that hole was too close to the inside stitch, you know, this right here. So what I've done, yeah, and I tried to fix it by moving the holes, you know, punching it closer this side, but it doesn't look too good, does it? So what I've done is I'm going to recreate this. I'm going to redo it. And what I've done is, here's the original, right? So I've moved this stitch line and the hole inward on all four sides. So this should, and I'm going to make one. I'm going to make one of these and show you here in a little bit. But I'm going to basically, you know, cut this out and redo it to show you how it should end up with this line folded in. So it should take up, you know, about that much space. Plenty of room for 1/4 inch grommet. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Also, here's the up here, these two pieces. You remember I had originally I was showing you these pieces for the enclosure, and that I was going to do magnets, but in the pattern you get, and you totally could, I guess, if you wanted to do this type of enclosure with a magnet, so that the two, they just bloop like that. You could if you want to, but in the pattern that you're going to get, you're going to have the one side that's going to have the Sam Brown buttons, and then the other side that's going to it's going to stitch in one side, fold over, and the Sam Brown buttons get put into these holes. So I'm going to cut these out and get them put on the purse as well. And I'm going to do this piece. Yeah, I'm going to do this piece here, so you can see how it should be and how it will turn up in your final product. Okay. So I'm going to get going on these things right here and be back in a second to show you. Hey everybody. So I wanted to show you like I said, I was going to do another one of these with the pattern that's that's included, the PDF. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is the old one. It's not going to look like this because I did not take into account the fold. Yeah, the fold here of the stitching. So this is the end product, how it's going to be. I have a 1/4 inch grommet in here, and the stitching down the side. I also went ahead and burnished, beveled and burnished the edging here. So that's how it's, well, I like how it looks like. Give it that little burnish there with some tokenol is what I use. But I wanted to show you the difference between these two. And how this is going to look. Let me hold on a second real quick. Yeah, so this is the right side up. How with the fold into account, this is spaced how it should be. Okay, so, and I just stitched this. But if you want to continue stitching down further down the row or the purse to close it, it might look okay. I wanted to leave it as open so that there's plenty of space when it's open. Okay, let me finish the closure now and show you how that. Let me here you go. Okay, so here's the closures I need to sew this one on one side, and this will go on the other, and then I have it cut out for the Sam Browne buttons there that are going to go here. And this is a different leather than here's the leather of the purse. So it might have a little interesting contrast with this a little bit more textured, lighter brown, and the darker reddish brown. But that looked nice. Anyway, well, I'll be right back and show you how that looks. Okay, so here's the enclosure with the Sam Browne, and here's the one side, and you just use the Sam Brownes. They just use that as the enclosure. Yeah, I guess that's right. That's what I call it. Hobo Tote. So the next thing I need to do is bevel a little bit and burnish the edges here of the opening of the purse. So I'm going to do that. I still need to get some hardware for the handle, and then we'll put that together and I'll show you the completed image or the completed product and get some glamour shots. All right, be right back. Hey everybody. So because I'm not too happy with how these turned out, and I showed you how they're supposed to turn out with the different width and the sizing stuff, I'm going to make a change here and do a little bonus piece, I guess, for the pattern. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off right here, right where these stitches end. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to make a different piece for this enclosure, or for the strap holder. So I'm going to cut it off, and I'm actually going to have a piece that's going to sew on. It's going to sew here and here. So it's going to be slightly different than what it is now because it won't use the grommets. But I didn't want to lose this whole bag just because of this shape, and then the grommets look kind of crappy. So I'm going to save this and show you another way to create a handle strap holder or a strap connector. Okay, so I'm going to do this, do that, and then I'm going to actually create it again, start from scratch. I'm going to start again. Here's the pattern. Have all the pieces. I just need to cut them all out, tape them together like I did before, and cut out the body with the correct sizing and stuff here. So that's what I'm going to do, along with the new pieces here. So I'm going to get to that, and I'll show you how those look and what you can optionally do instead of doing the grommet. I'll show you another option for the strap holders. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, so here's the final piece here. So I made these little straps, or I made these little pieces here that go over to the other side. Punched the holes through the purse body, and then stitched it, hand stitched, saddle stitched it to the other side with a little O-ring. And these are carabiner O-rings, which I got from Amazon, so it's nice. So I can move this to the other purse when I'm finished with it. But I'll include this in the pattern. So in case you don't like the grommets with the circle, you can use this instead. You can see both of them here in action. I have the strap, shoulder strap, and I actually made a very small strap shoulder piece that goes in the middle, out of the same leather as has the little enclosure here, so it matches pretty nice. I thought that was a nice little touch. But yeah, I'll make sure this is also in the pattern if you want to use it. Again, not necessary, but if you wanted just to give it a cleaner look with just a single 1-inch strap. So this is 1-inch straps, 1-inch clasps here. Also got from Amazon. The one thing that I'm not a big fan of is they don't always match. This antique brass, I try to get them to match as much as possible. for all my hardware, but they don't always match perfectly. But that's a minute little thing. That's just me too. So I'll take some pictures, better pictures of this purse, and I will also start working on the other one with the grommet, which I think will look nice. Okay, be back in a second. Hey everybody, so I'm back again, like I told you I was going to, and I went ahead and created a second purse. Here's the first one that I showed you earlier with the stitching for the shoulder strap, and then here's the second one with the grommet. So yeah, you'll notice that, like I showed you, this is going to be I made it wider to accommodate for the grommet and make it a little bit better looking, kind of how I was showing you with this piece. So yeah, second piece done, same enclosure with the Sam Brown buttons, but I made a longer shoulder strap for this. Still have the 1-inch carabiner circles. You can see those right there, and 1-inch strap, 1-inch little clasp here. So those are pretty standard. But I wanted to show you this second purse done with the different version here, and the stitching around the edge. Just keep it closed here, and then keep it closed there. Yeah, it came out really nice. I like this one. I really like this kind of leather that has the pull up. Gives it lots of character. Kind of that rustic but elegant look still. Yeah, I went ahead and also burnished the edges here. Cleaned up everything. So yeah, I'll do some glamour shots of both of these purses. Hopefully I get my daughter will come model these for me, so you can get a better look at the handbag version with the stitching, or the shoulder, or the longer strap with the grommet. Okay, so if you have any questions, again, let me know. Contact me on Facebook or on Etsy. If you have any questions or suggestions, yeah, feel free to let me know on how yours turned out, how you might have improved it, and I'm be happy to hear. And send some pics of your versions of how yours turned out. I'd love to see how yours looks. All right, thanks a lot, guys.